Hello, I'm Ronnie Stevens, Hestia's handmaiden and consort of the flame, and this is from the Life-Giving Fire. Marshmallows are one of the best loved bits of candy in the United States, and for very good reason. They're light and fluffy, they can be flavored and used in an infinite number of ways. They're made in two phases, a gel phase and a syrup phase, and then you mold them and cut them. To start, we're going to need 4½ quarter-ounce packets of powdered gelatin, the seeds of 2 vanilla beans, and 3/4 of a cup of water, and that makes up our gel phase. For our syrup phase, we'll need 18 ounces of granulated sugar, 3/4 of a cup of light corn syrup, 3/4 of a cup of water, and a pinch of salt. Now the first thing we want to do is line the pan. I use the base of the pan to measure my parchment paper. Fold the paper on 3 sides and then turn the pan over and fit the last fold inside. Open the corners inside the pan and crease to form your inverted hospital corner with the paper. The corners won't be exactly 90 degrees. That's okay, you're following the angle of the pan. You can also anchor your paper with just a slight touch of corn syrup. Just touch your finger in the corn syrup and then to the paper in the pan, and that'll help hold it open. If you fold down the sides of the pan across the corners, you can put a little tear. Remember the ones we used when we were in school and we didn't have a staple? You fold the corner and then you tear it just a little bit. That'll help hold it open too. If the corners close while you're pouring your marshmallows, you're going to have those bits of marshmallows stuck in there, and it's almost lost. Once the pan is lined, give the paper a light spray of cooking oil and then dust with a mixture of half powdered sugar and half cornstarch, just like you would when you're baking a cake. Hold on to that powder mix, you're going to use it again. Now, we're going to put the water and the gelatin and vanilla bean into the bowl of the stand mixer and give it a quick mix so that all the gelatin's wet. We're not using dirty sugar in this case because we don't want to cook our vanilla beans, but we're going to throw the pods into the syrup phase. Now, put the water, corn syrup, sugar, salt, and the vanilla pods if you want into a saucepan and clip on your candy thermometer. I prefer a bulb thermometer for accuracy, but you can use whatever you have. Just make absolutely certain that you calibrate your thermometer using boiling water and ice water to make sure you know what temperature you're actually reading. Cook the syrup to 240 degrees. It takes around 5 to 8 minutes, so watch it very carefully. Once you get past the boiling point and all the water has boiled off, the syrup can heat quite quickly, and before you know it, you have caramel. Once you get to 240 degrees, turn off the heat, remove the thermometer, and start your mixer. Very slowly, in a thin stream, pour the syrup down the side of the mixing bowl. The heat of the syrup will melt the gelatin and get it mixing in nicely. If you start with your paddle, you'll have to stop once you get your syrup in and switch to your whisk. Not a problem. When the syrup's all in the gelatin, you start increasing the speed of your mixer. The syrup's going to lighten and lighten as it incorporates more air. If you plan to add any flavorings, do that now. You can use extract. For a vanilla extract, maybe 3/4 of a teaspoon to a teaspoon, maybe more if you prefer stronger flavors. If you're using candy oils, you probably will buy those by the dram, which is a 1/8 of a teaspoon. 1/8 of an ounce. You'll only need about 1/3 of a dram to flavor this much marshmallow, and that will be strong. Step by step, increase the mixer speed until you reach the top speed. Then, just let it run as the marshmallow fluff incorporates more and more air and eventually will fill the bowl. When your candy's reached about the top of your mixing bowl, it'll be about 4 times as much volume as you started with. Slowly decrease the speed on your mixer and turn it off. You'll see that the mixer whisk is leaving trails in your candy. You want that. Tells you you're at a good place. Stop the mixer, remove the whisk, and slowly pour the marshmallow fluff into your lined pan. Scrape as much as you can from the bowl. Some of your vanilla seeds are going to be hiding. Scrape them as you go and mix them back in. Spread the mix evenly in the pan and then sprinkle some more of your powdered sugar cornstarch over the surface of the mix. Grab a new piece of parchment paper and spray that with your cooking oil. Gently lay that over the top surface of your candy and then let the candy stand to ripen at least 6 hours, ideally overnight. Once the marshmallows are set up, you're ready to cut. With a colander in a large bowl, put some of your powdered sugar into the colander. Next, take the loaf out of your pan and peel away your paper. Now use a sharp knife, or some people can use a pizza cutter if your loaf is thin enough. But if you're using a knife, you ideally want one that will reach all the way side to side at one time. If not, that's alright, but this makes it a lot easier. If you have a knife that will cut all the way across, about 1 1/4 inches in from the end, place your knife on the top of the loaf and press straight down. You'll cut a strip the width of your loaf, about 1.5 inches wide. Cut the entire loaf into those strips, stack the strips, turn and cut them again at 1.5 inch intervals into cubes. As you cut the cubes, toss them into your colander with your powdered sugar and coat all sides. Now you have wonderful, delicious, fluffy marshmallows. One taste of these, you'll never buy the ones in the bag again. Marshmallows are so much fun, and you can make so many flavors. Maple bacon, salted caramel apple pie. They take on any flavor you want to try, so give it a try. Marshmallows are delicious, they're fun, and they can be used in so many different ways. Have a little fun in your kitchen and make some marshmallows. Remember that cooking is a sacred endeavor. I'm Ronnie Stevens, and this is from the Life-Giving Fire. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips, tricks, and recipes. I'm Ronnie Stevens, and this is from the Life-Giving Fire. We'll see you next time.